بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. This is an app review of Flightradar24. This is the third app of three particular apps which I had mentioned earlier that they should be used together. You can use this app as a standalone app, but if you have Flightboard, Flight Track, and this one Flightradar24, it just makes your job much more easier, and it's more or less like a complete package. So whether you're traveling or you're keeping track of a flight of any mate of yours or anyone which is coming over or departing, you can keep track of those flights. Now let's jump to the app and show you what it actually does. Now, first things first, if you have your location services on, it'll automatically select your location and pop up with the image of wherever you are. Now, this is a pretty zoomed up display at the moment of Turkey, but let's just see this. Now there'll be like swarms of planes all over this, all over your screen. Now that becomes really challenging for you to see, but it does a good job because it lets you know that, look, we are actually keeping track of all the flights out there. Now this is an aerial view of Germany because flights are coming in and out, probably traveling over, and but let's just go to a popular stopover destination such as Dubai, and you'll see plenty of planes over here going in and out, and let's just select a flight which is just left, or let's just see this. I actually want to select a flight which is traveling over land, and there's a reason why I'm telling you is because I want you to see the 3D view. Let's jump to Turkey. I just like Turkey, so fair enough. Yeah, there you go. Istanbul. Let's see what's traveling from Istanbul. Let's select this flight. Yeah, from Istanbul to Sharm el-Sheikh in Egypt. Now, this flight. Now, if you press the selection of all these four arrows together, this will center your plane for you. So you've kind of filtered it, and you're following this plane in particular. Now, if you press the arrows up, you'll see the flight image and the airline name, call sign, registration number, altitude, speeds, latitude, longitude, all those particular information. So now let's jump, and yeah, over here you have the information that it has traveled 165 kilometers and it has a further so and so kilometers left in 2 hours time. So you have the local time and of Istanbul and Sharm el-Sheikh, Egypt. And now let's jump to the 3D selection. Now, once the 3D selection is there, now this is an aerial view of the flight wherever it's going. In this case, it's Sharm el-Sheikh, and you would at first be skeptical that, come on, it can't be that exact, but believe me, it does a very good job, and you can understand what I mean is if you keep track of a flight of a mate of yours coming in, and there you see the flight direction has changed, and respectively this has changed as well. Now this can't be 100% obviously, but it is tremendously accurate, and you can keep track of mate which is coming over, and the moment it lands, it'll give you an image of that, and it's pretty accurate. Now, moving forward, you can search the flight. In this case, the call sign would be PC592. Now, in airline industry, call sign is used to track a flight. So which one was that? Let me see. PC592. Let's say we are somewhere in the sea. PC592. v6.1.2. There you go. Pegasus Airlines from Istanbul to Sharm el-Sheikh. You select that and it will jump to that flight for you, and it'll select it for you. Now, this is just loading at the moment. Once that's done, you can follow that, and you have options of icons, and those are primarily in your in-app purchases. Just see that you'll have all these icons over here, different types, and airlines, arrivals and departure times, and custom alerts. Let's just go to settings and see this, like the data update interval is 8 seconds by default. Aircraft pictures should be left at large photos. You don't want them really small. Map type, terrain is good because it gives it a more fancy look. Otherwise, if you have a small data connection, all you have to do is select hybrid, and you can see that airports, I don't know what this actually does, but yeah, this my location should be on. Realistic aircraft icons. This is this gives it a more cosmetic look. You don't need that, but if you do, good enough. Now this is important. I would like to keep this as the time zone as local. Reason being is that you don't want to actually get used to the times of wherever you're stopping over. UTC is a problem and a pain, so forget that. Stick to local because it'll detect your local time automatically. Kilometers, distance, you can fiddle around with it, whether you want miles, you want the American system, or the kilometers you want. Same thing for the temperature. You can play around with Fahrenheit or Celsius. Now, you don't want the screen to be on all the time because it's going to completely drain your battery in no time. You don't want that. And the compass calibration, now this is basically, you have to calibrate it. It's not that difficult. I don't know why they have this actually, because calibration is not mentioned over here, but how you calibrate your compass of a phone is you stand in a place where there's hardly any magnetic field, and you just write a big 8. It's a completely big 8, which you have to write in the air, and it calibrates it for you. Anything else? Yep, you can filter your flights respectively. You can save, yeah, and then you jump to the maps and alerts. These alerts are primarily if you're in the airline business, you will want this turned on. If you're just a normal user, you don't want this turned on because you'll constantly be getting these notifications, and it becomes a pain after a while. Anything else? Yep, you can press the binoculars, and this you can have like an augmented view of a flight. If you're tracking, you can move your phone around and it'll track it for you. So yep, that's about it. If you know the details of a flight, first up, because you don't want to be seeing all these flights and get scared, all you have to do is press on the magnifying glass and enter the flight number or the airport or registration number, which is also more or less called as the call sign. Yep, that's about it from my end. So I hope you like the app review, and be sure to use all these 3 apps together, because if you don't have them, it doesn't make a big difference, but if you have them, come on, it just makes it look more complete. So hope you like the app review, and there'll be plenty of more app reviews coming forward. So bye.